Are you looking for an easy idea for a summer painting? Let's try sun painting with watercolors. Start by picking out different kinds of leaves outside. You'll see later in the video which ones work the best. But I tried anything from ferns and lupines to spruce tree needles and hay. Tape the watercolor paper on a flat surface. I like to remove some stickiness from the tape first so it doesn't rip the paper later. Wet the paper with water and start adding watercolor by painting wet on wet. I did a pink wash and a green and yellow wash. And while the paper is wet, start adding leaves and pressing them down on the paper. You can keep painting over them too as long as the leaves stay in place. So right about now I'd like to let the sun do its job, but it looks like this outside. Luckily, you don't actually need the sun to do sun painting. You can let it dry indoors overnight. I painted this in the morning and took off the leaves at night.
9 hours later.
The idea is that the paint dries at a different pace under the leaves, so they leave a mark on the paper. It's pretty subtle. The hay and the needles left no mark. The more intricate, detailed leaves look better, and the wetter the paint is when you put the leaves on, the clearer the pattern seems to be. So for the next one, I thought I should fill the page with them to make it a more interesting effect, rather than leaving a lot of space between the leaves. And do a gradient from red to purple to blue. I was very generous with the amount of water and color and used only ferns, brackens and lupine leaves this time. My nieces also wanted to make their own paintings. The younger one went with a lot of water and bold saturated bright colors, and the older one went for a green and brown forest scene with a big tree in the middle. As a side note, it looks like this watercolor paper starts crumbling when you paint more wet on wet layers on it. This is Crealando watercolor paper from Lidl. We let the paintings dry overnight before taking off the leaves. My younger niece used hers as background texture for a butterfly and other animals and creatures. And the older one used the ferns as spruce trees in the forest and as leaves of the big tree. The better the leaf sticks to the paper, the clearer the pattern is going to turn out. So softer, thinner leaves are probably going to work better than thick, dry leaves. You could scan the painting and use it as a digital background, or you could also draw directly on it with markers. I used mine as backgrounds for botanical drawings. I drew simplified line art of flowers like cow parsley and lilies, and some leaves like fiddle leaf figs and ginkgo leaves, and added flowers and seeds using different sizes of micron fineliners. The ferns could even be part of an underwater scene, and you could draw marine animals over them. As it turned out, the more subtle and light-colored watercolor paintings actually worked even better as backgrounds for line art than the more saturated painting. But if you want to try another easy watercolor technique while your sun paintings are drying, watch this video next. See you there!